What's up, Dragon Brew? Today we're taking a look at a Naya deck that I found from Japanese tournament results, and I'm going to be honest with you, this is one that I don't even know how it wins because it looks like it's not efficient enough. Also looks like it doesn't have big enough payoffs for what it's trying to do, but I'd love to be wrong, so let's go find out. Here we've got some get lost because, you know, we need to have our early removal, but there's really not a lot, to be honest, but we do have some Bitter Reunion to help us dig a little bit. Glimpse the Core, which is going to help us ramp up to where we need to be. There's some temporary lockdown, one heaped harvest. I don't know how I feel about having just one. I would rather this just be another removal card, but we're not going to touch it in the early going. We're just going to let things be what they are for now. We have some Invasion of Zendikar to get more mana. Buried in the Garden, which is a removal card, so I mean it does check one of those boxes while advancing our mana as well. We have Starfall Invocation, which is a sweeper, which lets us get something back from the graveyard if we give somebody a card, which is cool, but we'll talk about why here in a second. There is a singular Overlord of the Hauntwoods, which feels weird if you're trying to play a ramp style deck, but here we are. Now it has Gruff Triplets. Now an interesting thing, the way I understand it, is we can have a Gruff Triplets in play, we can use Starfall Invocation, sends everything to the graveyard. While it's still resolving, we choose the Gruff Triplets to come back into play. We get all those triggers of the other Gruff Triplets dying, so they will add counters to other Gruff Triplets in play, which will be the one we just got back from the graveyard. So we'll see if that comes up in any games, but I think that's the intention for how it's supposed to work. And we have some Vaultborn Tyrant because, well, this is at least a reasonable payoff if we get there. But yeah, nothing crazy going on with the lands here, just some multicolor stuff and some fountain ports. I don't know, y'all, this is going to be a weird one. But if it works, it could be a lot of fun. If you think so, and you get to the end of the video, don't forget to go to the description. I'll have a link. It'll take you over to Moxfield, a channel sponsor, where we host the deck lists, and you can download them. You can try them on Arena for yourself. And also, if you want to get anything in paper, especially with foundations dropping, I'd recommend checking out our friends over at Tales of Adventure. That's toamagic.com. You can use code DRAGON, DRAGN, and it'll save you 5% on everything on your order from that website. All right, let's go get into it and see if this Naya list really does take care of business. All right, two things here. One, I'm going to go ahead and play a practice game just so I can get a feel for this deck because it is trying to do a little bit of different stuff. But two, I'm actually getting to play against Chuck Norris. Granted, I don't think it's the Chuck Norris, but cute username. All right, now this almost feels like what I would call an ideal hand, because this does allow us to ramp ourselves up, and now we have access to Buried in the Garden next turn if we want it. And we will use that on a Bristly Bill, for sure. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we wouldn't be able to do it enough. All right, put that on here. I was thinking if there was a way we could get to Gruff Triplets next turn, but the same difference here. If we get an untapped land, we'll have enough. I mean, I could turn out to be totally wrong here, and this deck might just be the stones, honestly. Like, I don't know. This is why I have fun when I'm not building decks. I'll sometimes look for just, like, weird, strange decks that look a little different to showcase to y'all, because we're just not up to speed on everything all the time. Okay, so they're doing hardcore +1/+1 counters. I see what's happening here. All right, well, we did get that. Let's go ahead and fire up a Gruff Triplets. And let's be real, Gruff Triplets is a fun card, so even getting to cast that is already a win. Opponent is just like, explore, explore, counter, counter. Like, do your thing, man. Well, what do we want to do here? If we get rid of this, then they have to trade something. Yeah, all right, I guess. I feel like there's going to be something big and stupid next turn, but it's okay. Get rid of that. Go ahead and play this. Go search for a land. I guess it could just be a plains here. I don't think it really matters. And then we'll just attack with everything. If they block something, the other things get bigger, so not a huge deal. Like, yeah, we'll just kill the bigger thing. Alright, creatures are now juiced. Hopefully they don't have bounce spells. Well, they've got something. Oh, I was thinking it might have been the X spell duder with haste, but it wasn't. However, they have lots of mana next turn, so if they have like Doppelgang or something, ooh, we could get wrecked. That would suck. But we still kind of got to do what we can do here. Let's do this first. I don't think it changes anything, but we get the card. No, it really doesn't. All right. I assumed it wouldn't. Oh, weird. They didn't want to block. Actually, you know what? If I thought they had Doppelgang, I should have not played Vaultborn Tyrant. Okay, it's a Bonnie Paw. That's not so bad. We're still in good shape. Yeah, I think that's a wrong play, though, right? If I think it's Doppelgang... Yeah, alright. We'll get rid of that. Yeah, that'll do it. Okay, let's keep it. Little scary having extra damage lands, you know, against some of the aggro decks right now, but... could be worse. Alright, we'll take a point, go search for a land. I mean, this does mean we could, like... Bitter Reunion and get lost next turn, so it's not the worst. Won't be doing that. We'll need Get Lost for their Caretaker's talent. This is a tough spot because I don't know what I want to discard. I feel like it has to be Vaultborn Tyrant, but I'm probably going to get rid of the land and just hate myself for it. Mostly because our stuff tramples, and but I want to be able to cast this on. Man. Oh, why is this so hard? All right, I'm gonna get rid of this. Okay, that could come in handy. All right, we did get to 6 mana, so that's a thing. Toby was not expecting to see that, though. Huh. Okay. Shouldn't be super surprised, but definitely a thing. I am going to go ahead and give up our Bitter Reunion here. I mean, I feel like getting rid of their tokens and everything is probably correct. I mean, we're still going to have to take 2 damage right now to cast our Gruff Triplets, so that's also not going to be fun. Oh, well, I guess we don't have to now. Thanks, opponent. Less damage is good. Though, I guess I could have got white to be able to use our Get Lost there. 1 point extra wasn't going to make that big of a difference. Alright, what is the likelihood that you're going to Sunfall here? Probably high, but we're going to walk into it anyway. I mean, if they just have Get Lost, then we just get to grow our other Gruff Triplets. Oh, that was it! This feels like that was the case. That they only had spot removal, and killing a Gruff Triplet just makes the other things too big to fight. So, alright. Some wins for Gruff Triplets, man. Maybe this is it. I don't know. Alright, let's go for it. We got a Starfall Invocation this time. I like when we draw cards in the deck for the first time each time, so we at least get to see them in action, you know. That's also one of the reasons when people ask, like, why don't you do more best of 3? Is because so we can see more interactions against different decks is what I tend to try. Alright, let's go ahead with this. Man, y'all remember when Invasion and Zendikar used to be played in, like, what felt like damn near every deck, and now we barely see it? Yeah, I get another Forest, I guess. 2, 4, 5, 6. Are we gonna do turn 5 Vaultborn Tyrant? I don't even know. I feel like I might Gruff Triplets first. Yeah, let's Gruff Triplet first. So if they kill one, we put counters on things. We can block one with Glissa and then have a really big one, and then we'll just see what happens after that. Though if they don't, and they decide to play like Shieldred here, then we get to try to have some fun with the Starfall Invocation combo, we'll call it. I don't know if it's really a combo. Hey, they didn't fight one of our other dudes. That's awesome. I mean, if you attack, I'll block. I'm here for it. Wait, why are you... I mean, I appreciate it, but why are you just fighting my tokens? Like, opponent, that was like the worst way to do that, right? I mean, if I activate this, that's 3 and 4. I mean, I guess that's what we do. Oh, I don't have another red land. Never mind. That was my mistake from earlier. All right. Just attack the opponent here. So my guess is they're playing a Fight Club type thing. That's tough. All right, I guess we go here. I mean, because reality is, if they're going to have a sack stuff, I mean, they fight our 12-12, and that's just kind of it anyway. So it still works out for them. Oh, they don't have enough black mana, though, to play the Phyrexian dude and that. Well, that doesn't matter. Oh, actually, no, not true. Yeah, we get a Vaultborn Tyrant anyway. Yeah, all right, cool. Didn't really matter in the end. Yeah. Thinking back to when the opponent was fighting stuff with Glissa, I think it kind of makes sense with what they were doing, because if it's not in the graveyard, there's no chance of me like reanimating it or anything crazy, and the tokens just go away. So I kind of understand why they did what they did. From our side, we actually wanted that in play, so then we could try to do the invocation thing, but it just never came up to be a problem. All right, we'll keep it. We're on the draw, so we could definitely end up behind here. Okay, we're going to need to find, if I'm guessing right, the temporary lockdowns. These decks play so many ways to protect themselves that... I mean, they will be shields down. I just don't think we could waste the time on it, though, unfortunately. Like, we have to develop our mana, or we just don't even have a chance. I mean, they may make us discard it. This might just be the black-white enchantment stack that's like, we discard, take 2, they make us discard another thing. Like, if so, we'll probably just get rid of Bitter Reunion. Well, that's unfortunate. All right, we have a chance to kill that. This is our spot, and sadly I have to do it with this so I can pay the extra 2, but is what it is. They might just have spot removal in hand. Nope, there's a Bandit's Talent. Well, we already knew what we were going to queue up to discard, so we're not surprised by that. This also gets rid of the non-land permanent, so we could just get rid of one of the Bandit's Talents as well. That could just be a thing here. So I think that's what we're going to do. I'm going to play a land. Hope we only have to discard one thing. And then decide if it's going to be Buried in the Garden. Yeah, I guess. Well, golly. I'm going to get rid of this. Because I feel like they do have spot removal hand. Or the thing that just makes us sacrifice a creature. And, like, if that's the case, I'd rather just get rid of the Bandit's Talent here. And if we just die to other stuff, we just die to other stuff. Like, cost of doing business. Ooh, Gruff Triplets. 3, 4, 5. I mean... You know what? Let's try. Oh, no, that was stupid. That was stupid. We actually can't win now. Because this will be 3, 4, 5, and then we take another 2, and then we're just dead. Yeah. That's unfortunate. Yeah. We actually can't win now. The only chance we have, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. Well, if we got, I was gonna say if it was the actual temporary lockdown, then we could have still been in it because would have got rid of everything. But it didn't. Yeah, I played the second to last turn pretty badly. We'll try to make this go. Why not? This is one of those hands where, like, if we think we have time, then on 1-3 we go ahead and overlord Hauntwoods. If not, then we temporary lockdown to buy ourselves some time. All right, looks like it's probably going to be Hauntwoods. Works for me. All right, that's not too bad. Now we have Buried in the Gardens. We can get rid of problematic cards. That being one of them. Love to see that. These are all non-basics, huh? That's exciting. All right, well, there's a chance we lose this because it's just a non-basic land, but that's okay. No demons. Okay, well, I guess that's going to do it. Yeah, at this point, we weren't even worried about anything because we just play Gruff Triplets. If they have a sweeper, then we just play Vaultborn Tyrant on back-to-back turns. So that's about as good a start and a setup as we can get, really. Now, this was a matchup where Temporary Lockdown doesn't really get to do much. So, but yeah, the rest of the hand was actually pretty special there. Oh boy, we definitely got the expensive end here. We're going to mulligan. This only marginally helps. But maybe we'll be okay. We'll see. Oh no, did not want to draw that. I mean, okay, on the plus side, if we go get a Plains, I get Plains or Forest, and then we draw an untapped land, we'll get to use the invocation still. Graveyard shenanigans for sure, because you're playing this thing. We did play some decks, though, that have done something similar a couple weeks, or about a week ago, I think. All right, let's get a Forest. Set ourselves up for a potential Gruff Triplets, maybe. All right, fear of missing out, you got it. So we're just doing some fancy graveyardy things. All right. Well, I guess we're just going to do this. Then pass. I mean, we get a little bit of life, and we'll get to search. I kind of want to do the Starfall invocation shenanigans, but I don't think we're going to get a fun opportunity to, which is sad. Actually, not true. I think we will. Because, I mean, we take 6, we take 8. Actually, we have to use the invocation on this turn, I think. Mostly because I'm thinking, like, the opponent... I go to 10. And then we'll be at 13. Trying to think about what this looks like, actually. I'll leave that in since we have the other lands to go search for it. Or the other spells to go search for it. Alright. So, here's the thing. If we Gruff Triplets and we block, because this will be coming into play. That's a 5. Then we take 1 trample, 2, 3 trample. I'm going to try it. It's probably, the right play is probably just play Starfall Invocation, honestly. But, you know, we're making content, so we're going to do the fun thing. Don't kill our live triplet. Don't. Oh, no. Okay, kill our tokens. We're good with that. That's fair. No, don't go after that one. I mean, if they do, it gives us better blockers either way, so it's not like the end of the world. But I want to get the full value so we can see if it works the way we want to. Come on, just play your Balustrade Worm. That's all you're here for. Oh, Fly Trap. Wow, okay. Well, yeah, those are things that matter. I have a feeling they have a fight spell in hand, or a kill spell in hand. Alright, I guess we double block here. Alright. Did we get what we wanted? Blood Splatter. Deal 3 damage to a thing? Sure. Alright, here we go. This is where we find out if this works the way we want. Well, first we attack. So, because they only have a 2/4. Alright, so opponent takes 8. We go ahead and use Starfall Invocation. I'm going to put... yeah, you gift him a card. I don't care. Alright, so it does work. Hell yeah, worked perfectly. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. This is the turn that actually would have mattered. We could have attacked for lethal. Alright, well, that we could have won. The one time the bitter reunion would have mattered after I've complained about it throughout this video. Like, this is the one time it would have been great. Well, we're going to win anyway. But the deck, it does work the way we want it to, so that's good. Alright, good job. And no green mana. Yeah, we're going to have to mull again. You know, though, the more I'm thinking about this deck, I don't even really understand why the white is in here. All that, I mean, not the white, but the red is in here. Like, I think the deck can function just fine with that. I'd almost rather that the red cards be some combination of more ramp or removal. Like extra spot removal of some kind, maybe, I don't know, another temporary lockdown. You know, there's a bunch of things. I think we're going to be fine no matter what we get here, honestly, so whatever. Overlord of the Hauntwoods. Okay. Problem is, I don't even know if I want to waste this to get rid of that. I'm gonna just pass. Like, we'd rather just get rid of whatever they play, you know? Okay. We're just playing the I have removal, you have removal game, and we're just gonna sit here. I guess I'll get this. I really feel weird even just getting them out, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I think there are some very corner cases where you will want to, like, give your dudes haste or something. And we'll play a land and say go, I guess. I mean, now I want to find something like a Vaultborn Tyrant, so when it does die, we still get something, you know, that'd be the play. Sure. All right, well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess we'll discard this. Wow, those didn't help greatly. I mean, we can get rid of this, but there's a chance they get it back. But then they'll have both of them in play, and we can get them with the Starfall Invocation, even if they do. So that seems mostly fine. And then I guess we just glimpse the core, so maybe we can draw something relevant the rest of the way. All right, there are all the basics. Or actually, not true. That's all the forest, to be more exact. Yeah, I'm actually fine with that. As silly as that looks, I mean, we're planning to use Starfall Invocation here anyway. But it is good knowing that they have ley lines. A little bit of extra information that we now have. Okay. Go ahead and destroy those. Unfortunately, it has to be a card put into the graveyard this way that we control. So we're not going to gift anything, because there's nothing to gain there. All right. End the turn. I mean, I'm assuming they should start playing like white overlords and whatever at this point. All right, there's an Atraxa. Makes sense. Sure. Oh, they're playing Urtai and whatever. Yeah, no surprise. But yeah, other than digging for cards, like, Bitter Reunion doesn't feel like it really does anything here. Like, this deck could very well have Overlords and other stuff, and it would just be better than what it is right now. I mean, I guess now we just try to find one of our big creatures. Alright, there's one of them. I mean, they didn't take the Sunfall, so I'm just going to assume Sunfall is just in their hand. So I don't necessarily want to activate the Ridgeline. Oh, it wouldn't matter anyway. I wouldn't be able to attack with it. I mean, this is just get in the damage where we can, knowing what's coming, you know? Alright. Like, it has to be Sunfall. I mean, I say that. Maybe they assumed we didn't have a lot of creatures. I was going to say, but you would take one just for security, right? If for no other reason. But alright, I'm going to give this to the opponent. We're not going to come back from that. Like, they have way too many cards. Okay, we will keep it. Don't have any white mana yet till we find a basic, but technically we can try to get some. That can come into play tapped here is fine. I mean, I thought about Bitter Reunion on 2, but if we don't get anything, we'll just Bitter Reunion on 3, and it's not that big a deal. Or not. Maybe we're going to Haunt Woods here instead. Good news is, if they're doing Reanimator shenanigans, we still have our whole suite of things in hand all set up here, so that's good. So we don't care that much if they get a, like... Oh, well? Alright, let's put this on here. I mean, I don't know. We saw a deck the other day that was playing Collector's Vault and wasn't doing anything with it. So what do I know? You're going to get lost that? Sure. We can live with that outcome. Like, whatever they were going to do this turn didn't happen either, so that's okay. And we still found what we wanted, so that works. Gonna kill some triplets. Could just be Sunfall this turn too, honestly. Nope, it's Cruelty of Gix. Ooh. Yeah, we don't have a creature or a planeswalker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Dang it, we are one short. One short of being the fantastic lethal combo here. Then if that's the case, I guess we just activate this. I'll try to put a counter on it. Just so if they do sweep the board, like, we have a thing to try to finish them with. I could have played this a bit differently, too. All things considered. Where we could have actually comboed on this turn, I think. But I was thinking they might be trying to do Reanimator stuff or whatever, and I just thought their build might be different than it was. But here they're at 1, like, I don't even know what their play would be. Like, you sweep the board, you die to the creature land. Yeah, exactly. Oh, they died from just taking damage anyway. Yeah, I've had people say sometimes that happens fast and they don't realize what happened. I guess because you might be newer, but they had their pain lands as their only white mana sources. I wasn't even paying attention to that when I attacked, so had I been aware, once they're at 2 or less, they wouldn't even be able to Sunfall anyway without dying. So, I mean, of course, they could have drawn, this could have been like a Plains or something, but yeah, they just died to their own lands. But we kind of had everything covered there. So, weird that we didn't do much, but, you know, still got the win. Okay, we'll keep just because we have Bitter Reunion here. And we have Get Lost, so we have some early defense and ways to try to dig into some mana. And drew some mana, so that makes life a little easier. Now the question, though, is do we get rid of Vaultborn Tyrant, or do we get rid of a land? I'm going to get rid of a land. Ooh, oh, okay. I guess that worked out. Little awkward, but, you know, I guess fine. I'm just going to get rid of this. Pass the turn. Yeah, they're definitely doing some rampant on their end, too. Let's see what works out. It's not drastically different. Guess I'll get this. Yeah, I don't know if, who benefits here with us just ramping and not doing anything. Like, do we have an advantage because we have better creatures where they're just playing removal, maybe? Like, I for real don't know. I'm, like, just kind of guessing here. I mean, either way, we're going to start finding out next turn because we have Vaultborn Tyrants to be played. I mean, they might also have Vaultborn Tyrants to be played. I don't know. Like, being real about it. Like, anything could happen right now. All right. Let's see what their big thing is they're going to cast here. I mean, honestly, their hand might be a bunch of sweepers and removal. And they're just ramping up right now to play like Planeswalkers or something. Which wouldn't be the strangest thing. All right, there's a Beanstalk. So whatever big things... Oh, you know what? They might be playing Robbery. Crap. That could actually be bad for us. Yeah, that could be a problem. We were definitely not built to survive Robbery, because... I mean, I guess we could get rid of our own creatures, I suppose. Wouldn't be the exciting thing, but if we got to do it. Yeah, I guess we just do this. Get a card. Ugh, and we just drew the other Vaultborn Tyrant. Do I give this haste? I think I'm just going to sit on this. And maybe there's a world where we have to try and combo out on one turn later. And I'd rather... Because, like, if we spin it, there's a chance they just kill the Vaultborn Tyrant anyway. Yeah, exactly. So we would have got nothing out of that attack. I didn't think it was going to be with Shieldred's Edict, but, you know, same difference, really. Alright. I'm sure another removal spell's incoming. Not yet. They're going to be patient here. Okay. This is one of the things we were talking about possibly drawing. 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. So we don't have quite enough to do two things. Alright, I guess we just attack. See how they feel about it. They'll probably just make us sacrifice it. Alright, if that's what they're doing, I'm just going to play another Vaultborn Tyrant. Like, there's no reason not to here. Just, like, more cards, more value. Kind of was hoping one of those would be a land, but that's okay. Another Shieldred's Edict? No, because they would have used that during the attack step, right? This feels more like it's probably a robbery. Yeah. Sometimes you just know. Alright, don't know if we could beat them from here, but we're going to try. I mean, they might have just gotten one of our Starfall invocations, too. But we at least get a 6/6 out of that. They would get a card, though. How do we get out of this one? Because, like, we also have to worry about the fact that if they have one of our own Gruff Triplets, like, that costs us some value. Okay, they want to do something else, because they're not just playing the Overlord. Alright, so this is like, give all the creatures mine... Oh, destroy, whatever. Yeah, that's fine. And that just leaves them 1 mana open. Yeah, sure. Alright, there's another land. Not sure how this plays into everything. What's the backside of this? Is that the creature? Yeah. Whenever it attacks, remove all counters from to one target permanent. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you haven't dealt damage, since your last turn, draw a card, lose a life. Alright. So if we Gruff Triplets... I don't think we're ready to Gruff Triplets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we have 10. We can get 11. I think we just do this. And we have backup triplets. That's actually not a bad card to have here either. If we play this, we go get a land, and then we would have 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, which would allow us to do this and this. So we'd be real close. Real close to just getting off the combo to win. Close is not there, though. And, you know, gotta be honest about that. I don't even think we have any more basics to get with Glimpse the Core, so I'm just going to discard that. Or no more forests, I should say. There is still a mountain in the deck. Yeah, this work has been all done by the Vaultborn Tyrants this game. Alright, Deadly Cover-Up. Still gives us a 6/6. Would have been nice if there would have been a way for them to give us a treasure. I would not have been upset by that. Oh, they took our get loss. Okay. Alright. And they're going to play the invasion. Okay. So I think we are just going to try to combo next turn. Well, not next turn, the following turn. I think we're still just going to play Vaultborn Tyrant here on this coming turn. Unless they tap out for some reason. Because then it would be 9 plus 6 is 15, obviously. Oh, if we'd have had one more land, we could have done that right now. Oh, that would have been so big business. But we need... That's 6, 11. We need 12, and we only have 11. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ah, unfortunate. Unfortunate. Okay, we could get rid of their Beanstalk. I think we just go ahead and play a Triplets here. And then I could play Buried in the Garden. I don't know what we want to get rid of, though. I don't think their creature matters that much here, so I'm just going to do this and get rid of Beanstalk. And then in the turn. Not using the Bitter Reunion here. I would have if I had a creature land, because I could at least put them down to like 5 or less. But without it, I don't think it's worth using that here. Herd Migration, sure. Alright, we're still technically looking okay at this point. What do you want to do, opponent? Virtue? Sure. Unfortunately, that... Oh, that actually doesn't wreck our plans. Because they're just playing that to just... Well, it wouldn't have mattered anyway, because we have a backup Triplets anyway. So, it would have been fine. Yeah, that's going to be ball game. Whoo! This is not a deck I think we should be able to beat. Like, the fact that they robberied, too, for what, like 6 or 7 cards? And I think we're still going to be able to put this away. Also, we're being patient on that Bitter Union mattered a ton. Alright, and we got a land just to spare, so that's really good. Let's go ahead and fire off one of these. We will gift them a card so we get something back. Making sure the one that puts creatures in is the one on top. And then we give everybody haste. Actually, do we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? Can I do this and still have a mana up? We can. So we're just going to go big on Triplets. And give everybody haste. And I have to take back everything I said about Bitter Reunion. Oh, that's so good. Got him. Alright, I just kind of want to stare at this after all that. Hayashi Ryosuke? Awesome. This was fun. If there's a takeaway from here, for me, I think it would be that I would cut an Invasion of Zendikar for either some other extra removal, whether that's Get Lost or Temporary Lockdown, and probably get, I don't know, or add another Heaped Harvest. I think either of those would be reasonable here. I see why there's only one Overlord of the Hauntwoods, because you just don't have a lot of room, and it already has 26 lands. A little curious, though, if you could get by with 25, because if we went to another Heaped Harvest and maybe another Overlord, that takes away the need for that extra land. So yeah, because I think we only cast this once or twice where it mattered. The other times either sat in our hand or we discard it, didn't really care, that sort of thing. So yeah, I think I'm going to go with another Heaped Harvest just to make sure we hit our mana, because you really have to get to that 4 mana for like Buried in the Garden and start unlocking stuff. But if you could squeeze in, honestly, I think if you wanted to play a 61st card and it's either Get Lost, Temporary Lockdown, or another Overlord of the Hauntwoods, I think you'd be fine with any of those choices. But that said, the deck did win some games and it was pretty fun. This might be the ultimate Gruff Triplets deck. Like, if you're wanting to do dumb things with Gruff Triplets, this is it, right? Like, you get to have whatever they were, 15 triplets. Like, it's hard to argue with that. But yeah, all right. This is the list we're going to post up. It's 3 Get Lost, 4 Bitter Reunion, 4 Glimpse of the Core, 2 Temporary Lockdown, 2 Heaped Harvest, 2 Invasion of Zendikar, 4 Buried in the Garden, 4 Starfall Invocation, 1 Overlord of the Hauntwoods, 4 Gruff Triplets, 4 Vaultborn Tyrant, 3 Plains, a Mountain, 3 Forests, though I don't know how badly we need the Mountain, honestly. 2 Carplusion Forest, 1 Restless Ridgeline, 2 Battlefield Forge, 3 Inspiring Vantage, 4 Brushland, 4 Hushwood Verge, 3 Fountain Port. I would also like to see maybe that Mountain turned into a Restless Ridgeline, because rarely do we not, like, really we only need red for Bitter Reunion and for activating Ridgelines, and we really don't need those till later in the game. So I think that's the change I'm going to make here, and that gives you something to do, in interim turns, potentially. But yeah, overall, really kind of a cool deck. I will say, though, we continue to find examples of all kinds of crazy things you can do in Standard, and this is before we start adding all the Foundation stuff. So yeah, if you haven't subscribed, do all that good stuff, because we have a ton of things you should be checking out for Foundations, and we're going to have a lot of new Standard decks coming up soon. That's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.